Okay, so we're moving through. Just had that first interaction with the cell down below. So they start, getting into a groove. I start getting into a groove of things. Start getting into routine, trying to figure out something. And then as days go by, you start learning about other people in their cell. Eventually eventually you're going to talk because there's not shit else to do. Come to find out, S is got lightning bolts on his chest on each side, but he does not necessarily agree with the politics of the way the white guys in Lansing are running it and doesn't think they're running it right. He claims he's from Texas, he's done time down there, and it's just different. And so already I'm kind of thinking, well, this guy, I don't know if he's sketchy, I don't know if the white guys here are sketchy. Shit, all right, just gotta keep my eyes open. Him and A1 bicker quite a bit. S is he's a shit starter. He causes problems. He likes to stir the pot and likes to get things going, likes to rile you up, things like that. A1, he's on his way out, right? I mean, he's got weeks left, and S still has, I think, like he's got years left. He ain't getting out to the end of the decade, so he's feeling some type of way, and people get that way, but we keep going through, and then pushing through. A couple weeks go by, and it's time for A1 to leave. So A1 leaves. And before then, there was discussion because I was on the bunk above him, and bottom bunks are nice because you don't have to climb up in the middle of the night. You're not sleeping up above somebody. It's bottom bunks, primo real estate in prison when you got bunks and stuff. So he said, "So who's getting the bottom bunk when I leave?" He brought this up in a conversation, just trying to see what would happen, and I held my tongue. I just stayed quiet. And S goes, "Well, since I was the longest, I'm the one that's been here the longest. This is my cell, so Eric, if you want to, I guess, I don't know, I could rent it out to you." And I was just kind of like, bro, if you're not gonna take it, I ain't gonna. It's not. Do you want it? And he's like, well, I mean, I'm good up here where I'm at. I was like, well, I thought you were gonna take it. And he's like, oh no, I was like, well, if no one's gonna take it, and he's like, well, shit, kind of forced my hand here, huh? Well, damn. All right, if I'm not gonna take it. I was like, well, then I'll take it. So A1 leaves. Not 5 minutes after A1 leaves, I'm moving my stuff. I ain't taking no chances. It's open. I move my stuff down to that bunk. I'm like, I'm not gonna wait for this, pitter patter of do I take it? Do I? No. Move my stuff. Get down there. In the process of moving it, knock on our door. Hey guys, I'm your new roommate. Some dude was already, and he looked down and he looked at the bottom bunk. He said, "Oh man, dude left his stuff here. He didn't take his sheets." I was like, "No, that's my stuff. I'm moving down there." This dude, he's a black dude, probably about 5'7", must have weighed 300 pounds. Huge dude, big dude, and not in shape, mind you. He was fat. He's a fat motherfucker. And he's like, "Man, I'm too big to be climbing up and down on that top bunk." And I didn't acknowledge him. I didn't do nothing. I was like, "Nah, bro, I ain't doing it. I've been in this cell for like 2 weeks now. You're just now showing. No, I'm taking this. This bed's mine." And I just kept putting my stuff down there, not even acknowledging that he was saying, like, "Man, I got a bad leg, and man, I can't be getting up and down." I was like, "Man, there's a chair, there's a desk, you can get up on that. I don't know what to tell you." And I kept doing it. I was like, "Oh man." So this new dude, what was his name? I don't remember his name. We'll just call it. He'll just be D. All right, that's D. D was a trip. D had been spending time in True Unit, and then he made his way over to Medium Pod, medium security, and he had gotten kicked out of his cell because he's dirty, he stinks, he snores, he didn't clean up after himself. He had a job in the kitchen, so S tried to extort him and tried to get him to bring food back and whatnot, and that was another issue. That caused an issue, and D would not share his food that he'd bring back, and he would fall asleep with his food in his hand up on his bunk above me. Just the grossest, just didn't give a fuck kind of guy. I was like, man, I understand, you know, living your best life, but what the fuck, bro? So D one day brings back a styrofoam filled with cookies, and he's gonna munch on them. He brings them back, puts it over on his stuff, doesn't say nothing about it, doesn't say we can have them, doesn't say not to touch them, doesn't say nothing. Well, S decides he's gonna help himself to these cookies. I shit you not, this motherfucker ate, I think, all but one, if he didn't eat all of them. All these motherfucking cookies, ate them all. Because D had to go to work, he brought the cookies back, and then he had to go back to work because he was on his break, because he was working in the kitchen. And in between that time, S ate all his cookies. It was only me and S in the cell because A2 and D both worked in the kitchen. And A2 would bring back food, but and he would share, but that you know, S, people got greedy, man. I saw a greedy side of people. I already don't like people. Man, prison will give you a whole new loathing for humanity. I shit you not. When you see how just ungrateful motherfuckers are. So D comes back, cookies are gone, right? Now, A2 had a TV that was rigged up with speakers so that everybody in the cell could watch. So I was watching TV. S was over there eating, and he's like, "You want?" I was like, "Man, I ain't touching nothing. I'm not gonna tell him not to. I'm staying in my motherfucking lane, right?" And D comes back. He's like, "Man, what happened on my cookies, bro? What the fuck? Who ate all my motherfucking cookies, bro?" And S just stayed quiet, just kind of kept saying, "I don't know, just murmuring." And I was, "You shiesty motherfucker." I stayed quiet. I looked over. I was like, "Bro, I've been watching TV. I don't touch your shit, man, motherfuckers." So next morning, D gets up. He gets up, go to work, and you know he wakes me up because he's getting up and he shakes the whole fucking sturdy that we're on, and I'm half awake, half asleep, and I hear him rustling. He's like, "You motherfuckers eat my cookie, man. Fuck you, motherfuckers. Clean up my mess now, bitches." He poured syrup all over the floor in our cell. So he lives in. He showed us, right? Something y'all don't know about me, I was a Boy Scout. So, 12-point Scout law. Be courteous. Also, be thrifty. Well, I needed to clean up the cell. I used D sheets. Scrubbed all that syrup up. Put his shit back up on the floor. How fucking dare you, bro? You don't know who did it. You didn't care to find out. And you're going to take it out on your cellies? Nah, homie. I understand why you got kicked out of your last cell. Last cell, they would put baby powder in his bed while he was gone. So when he'd wake up, he'd be caked in all this baby powder because motherfucker sweat like a motherfucker. So, that made sense. D, man, he was true unit. He had mental problems. But I don't know how much he just was playing. Like, dude, you people play the system, play the game, and they act stupid. I get it, but eventually you're gonna have to use your mind. And you're gonna have to start figuring life out. And motherfuckers in there are lazy. They don't do that, and he just wouldn't do it. He was not a fun celly. Things were going, and then all of a sudden, cell next to us gets COVID. Sweet. So now the whole pod goes on lockdown, and we are locked down 45 minutes a day, 23 hours, 45 minutes a day again, stuck in our fucking cells. Again. Next chapter.